So we talked about this a long time ago, but Netflix acquired a lot of black sitcoms from the 90s, and I have gone into a deep rewatch of Moesha.
He sure has.
Ooh. Every 20 minutes, Carmella hears Mo to the E to the.
Okay.
So I watched Moesha the Parkers, Jamie Foxx, Steve Harvey.
Martin?
That was like Martin. Yes, Martin. I watched those shows a lot, and like come home, reruns are on. I watched it. And Moesha, I don't know, Moesha just felt like home. I if there's any show that I've ever felt was like a good representation of what it was like to live in my house, Moesha was it. My mom's more like her dad and vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so I'm on season 4, I believe, right now, and there's episodes that just feel there's an episode that just passed where Miles, her little brother, they find out that he's smoking weed, and there's a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode, and they talk about how important it is that you sit down after you've watched this episode and you have a conversation with your family about the dangers and how important it is to have a communication with your children. And they like catch him with a joint, and they're like, "Don't you know what this can do? Like, do you want to end up on the side of the road like a bum?" And I'm like, "I'm a joint."
I'm sure Fredro Starr was passing them joints over there.
Yeah, Fredro Starr pops up, and they're like, "Man, you judged me the moment you saw me. You just saw me as another brother in a lineup." And I was just like, this show, it felt like, in the moment, it felt like such a show to follow. Mm-hmm. And now watching it back, I'm like, damn, they were really driving that lesson home. And
Absolutely.
I'm like, you just found a joy. I mean, yeah, I think he's like 10 when they find it. So
oh my goodness.
That's bad. But I'm also like, it's a little weak. It'll be alright.
At 10 though.
At 10 is a lot. 10 is a lot.
Yeah. We gonna have to interview you before you can have kids, brother. 10 or 10.
But there's an episode where Mo gets birth control, and they talk about having sex before marriage, and none of this is new because Cosby Show, black sitcoms just do this. But I just thought it was really
life lessons.
I just thought it was really interesting that how much shows would influence what you talk about in your house, and how a TV show could possibly dictate how you raise your kids.
Yeah.
And I remember watching some of those episodes with my parents and just like turning around and looking and being like, don't worry, I'll never do it. I'll never try. So big ups to Moesha, because I love that show.
It's like crazy to like watch these shows that we were like constantly watching every single day and realize like this is so on the nose with the lesson. Like, did I pick that up when I was watching it, or?
Yeah, I didn't.
You probably did, but not up front.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you were like 18 and you, or whatever, younger, you lost your virginity. You probably had that feeling in your stomach, like, damn, I did something wrong. Like, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because you're not thinking about that episode of Moesha when she got the birth control. You just like, damn, they told me not to do this before marriage, and I did it. I'm a rebel. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And there was an episode where she's about to have sex for the first time, and she asks her boyfriend if he has condoms, and he says, "Don't worry about it. It's taken care of." And I remember vividly the first time I saw that in my mind. I couldn't have been no more than 11 years old. I remember thinking that meant that he already had it on. I don't know where I got that from. I don't know how I came to that conclusion, but I was just like, oh, a condom is something you put on and wear it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And have it before you're ready to have sex.
I thought it
and
was
just how weird that is.
I thought
like
it
now.
was like a pill or like a patch or something, because I remember I was watching ER, and I remember so vividly. I was sitting on the floor right in front of the TV. My mom and dad were behind, probably not even really watching the show, just chilling on the couch. And there's a scene where I guess like the doctor is asking this girl like, well, do you know if he used a condom? And me not knowing, I wanted to know the context of the show, so I was like, Mom, what's a condom? And like both my parents like stopped, looked at each other, and my dad was like, I'm not gonna do this, you know. And like my mom was like, oh, and she was like so easy and breezy about it, and she was just like, oh, it's something that like a guy has so like the girl doesn't get pregnant. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just in my mind not thinking what, I've never seen one, I don't know what this is, so I'm just like, I guess maybe it's something he puts on or like he takes, whatever. And like that was it until like I actually learned what it was.
Yeah.
Is that why you don't use them now?
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm gonna tell you what, yo, from Moesha, one thing I'll never forget. The little boy, when the mom was like, go clean behind your ears. I'll be seeing him on every girl I like on Instagram, and I want to comment so bad. Yo, go clean behind your ears. Yo, get off my get off my favorite Insta girls. Yeah. Did you guys watch Parenthood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Parenthood. There was the dude in the Parenthood. I see him all the time. At least I used to. He's on Hollywood Boulevard. Oh my gosh.
I just saw the son.
The dad?
The guy who played the
Not the dad. Wait, the guy who played the son. Who is that?
Let me pull him up. I just saw him.
That's such a
2 days ago.
Oh, the dude with the braids.
Let me see.
Do you know that like when you type in Parenthood, the white people version comes up?
Yeah.
Oh, say The Parenthood.
The
Parenthood.
Oh, it has like a little apostrophe on it, right?
Oh, got it. The Parenthood. Got to keep it black. All right, so I mean, this is where I learned about Robert Townsend.
That was the first time?
I think so. I want to say I think so because the show started in '95, and I was born in '90. So, I mean, so I was still a kiddo, you know, when it came out. But I want to say the guy who I'm talking about, I actually like. Me and Frank used to see him all the time on Hollywood Boulevard. I think he was trying to push a mixtape or something like that. It's a cool dude. Let me see. They don't have any of their faces on it, but Reagan Gomez. Her name is Reagan Gomez Preston. In love. I've been in love with her since I watched that show.
Yeah, I can see
You're
that.
talking about Kenny Blank, Carmella. You're talking about Kenny Blank.
I'm talking
Tyrone
about Curtis Williams, I believe.
Curtis Williams. I don't know who that is. Oh, Curtis Williams. He was the little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw him recently?
Yeah, so I guess he is friends with one of my coworkers. And I would have never recognized him just because I saw him when he was a little chunky kid, and now I would have just like never gotten that. But he was like, oh yeah, he was on the Parenthood.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I would have never even if he told me that, I would have been like, I don't know what character he was, because the character I remember is
he just said little brother.
is
I was like,
TK.
oh, okay.
5 seasons.
And
Wow.
he's the one that I see him all the time in Hollywood. And I'm actually a really big fan of Kelly Perrine from One on One, who this dude has not stopped working in 30 years. But do you guys know who Kelly Perrine is?
Mm-mm.
He was on One on One. He was he was Flex's best friend who always had the little doofy hat on.
I'm looking at him now.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this guy. I'm a big fan of his. Like I've always liked him. I want to say I'm attracted to him, but not like that. Like anytime he's in something, I'm like, oh, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But he has not stopped working in. Let's see, his first role was in 1990, and he was in 21 Jump Street.
He's only 51.
Young guy, man, and he's super talented. Everything he's in, he bodies it. He just does such a good job. But yeah, I like him. I like that dude TK. I want to say his name is TK Kirkland. No, TK Anderson. That dude Nigel Thatch. I always said, why doesn't he play Malcolm X? And then he did. Yeah. So yeah, The Parenthood to me was that jam. I love that show. Is that on Netflix too?
I don't think so. No.
Look at how they're hating on us, yo. We got to ban Netflix.
Get your money
Cancel
back.
Netflix.
Yeah, I ain't here for this. Whack. What else do they have? They have Moesha and what else?
Got the Parkers, which I'm gonna start after I finish. They got Girlfriends, half and half, one and one.
Sister.
Half and half. I love half and half. You remember how bad Lisa Ray was?
Wait, that's different.
Is that not half and half? The Will Smith produced show?
That's half and half is the one with the two sisters.
That's sister, Rashawn. Half and.
Lisa
Isn't
Ray
half and half the one
that
was
All
the Will
of Us
Smith?
is what you're talking about.
All of Us. Half and half is with my girl, the love of my life.
Essence Atkins.
Essence Atkins. Oh my gosh. Essence Atkins to me is the new version of Thelma from Good Times. Like, I remember when I saw her at Home Depot one time and she graced me with her presence. I pretty much fell on the ground and had a seizure because I was just like, "Excuse me, ma'am."
She used to come to my restaurant a lot. She's so nice.
She's so nice and she's so pretty. Like, she is. One day we got to make a list of our bad Hollywood black queens, because Essence Atkins is on that list for me. Of like,
She's seems like top 5 for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely she's top 5. I'll say that. Yeah, she's top 5. You ain't seen that that bikini post where she's looking like, come on, Essence Atkins don't eat dairy. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Essence Atkins is something special to me.
Yeah, All of Us is like loosely Will Smith's life or his marriage.
Is that newer?
Yeah.
When was that?
No, I think that was 90s.
Isn't that early 2000s?
2003 to 2007.
Oh.
Oh yes, I remember this little kid.
All of Us. That's what it was called again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that show, I enjoyed watching it, but I don't know why it's not something that stuck with me, aside from how fine Lisa Ray was at the time.
Elise Neal, I love her.
Lisa Ray, to me, when she did that show, I was like, golly. There's actually something I want to bring up. So there was this interview done with Tisha Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
There was an interview done with Tisha Campbell, and she said after her divorce, she was left with like $7.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
So is she saying that her husband took everything from her? Basically, is what happened, right?
You know, the way she said it, it makes it sound like that. But I've heard that Dwayne Martin has had financial issues for the past 20 years.
Wait, did we not talk about this?
I think me and you talked about it because I remember I watched the clip of it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry.
But only clip I saw was literally just like her talking about he left me with nothing, and I had to just like start from scratch. So I'm like,
how do we not know that he ain't got nothing?
so like he didn't have anything before?
And I don't want to talk bad about them because I have met her before. She's a super nice lady. Kids are really lovely. However, the way that story is told us, I had $7, blah blah blah. There's something in me that says that if you had $7, he probably had $3.50. Like, you know, how is it possible that a judge will let a wife and a mother hold on to her children and then be like, oh, now you ain't gotta give him nothing. Come on. Is this written by Patty Jenkins? Come on.
Oh.
You think I'm gonna believe that story? You think I'm gonna believe that
A
story?
callback.
No, I don't believe it, man. Come on, man. I'm pretty sure he was like, he probably is my neighbor right now. Has a roommate. He's
Did
out
he-
here in the
what
trenches.
What happened to him? Did he like go bankrupt or something?
I really don't know the story. If I were to piece something together, I feel like he is really good friends with Will Smith. And it might be, I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it might be a situation of keeping up with the Joneses, okay? Where if that's what they got, maybe I could do the same thing. But listen, man, he signs the check, not the other way around. So
Okay.
I've heard... but he has been working. He was on Kevin Hart's Husbands of Hollywood. He was on that show 2014, 2015.
Was that on
him,
BET?
Nick Cannon. It was on BET, so you know they was getting, $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
That was BET, right?
Yeah, it was on BET. So yeah, I mean, I saw that interview and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you really leaving there with $7. But I hope she's okay. She is on a new show on Fox. She was on that Dr. Ken show, and then she was on the show called I forgot the show, but it was a show about this couple having really, really smart kids. And she was on there with some dude I never seen before. And Justin Long. Nope, sorry, not Justin Long. The other guy from American Pie.
The main
Jason
dude?
Biggs.
Jason Biggs.
Jason Biggs. Him and some other lady who's in something else. Yeah, she's on that show. And I've seen every episode of it. Not that bad. All the reviews say it's horrible. I quite enjoyed it.
You liked it?
You don't think so?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I actually watched the entire season when they first shut the country down the first time around. I was like, oh, what is this show? I think it's called Outmatched. That's what it's called. And I watched one episode and was just like, yeah, I'm going to watch the whole season. So I took it. It's a 22-minute show. So I took like 4 days, 2 episodes a day, 3 episodes.
Slowly.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, I want to support her. I heard she only got $7 out of her marriage. So.
I hate you.
I'm trying to support.